Hi, this is Jessica DaMassa from Guidewell. I'm in the Health Innovation Lab at Singularity University's Exponential Medicine, and we're talking to startups about some of the challenges that they face when trying to get into the health industry. So we have a unique guest here with us today. We're talking to Juan from Universal DX, and the company that Juan is with is actually an internationally based startup. So we're going to learn from him a little bit about what the challenges are doing business as a startup, not only in the US, but also abroad. So before we do that, Juan, please tell us a little bit about Universal DX and the technology that you have.
Yeah, we are working with two technologies, metabolomics and bioinformatics, in order to develop a blood test for the early detection of cancer.
Okay.
That's what we do. And the plan is to have more or less in 1 year the first test into the market, which is going to be a colorectal a blood test to detect colorectal cancer in stage 1.
Okay, so when you're launching this, where are you launching this product? Is it in the US or is it abroad?
Yeah, well, our company was born in Spain, in Europe, and we have been there for 3 years already. And now that we are close to the market, in 1 year we want to have our product in the market, we are launching our headquarters in the US.
Okay.
Because the main, maybe the first point that I can say of this comparison between international or US is that the US market is huge. So this is something very important for any company in our industry, that launching a product in the US has an immense market in front of us, and this is wonderful for us. So this is maybe the first advantage of launching something in the US.
Excellent. So what are some of the other differences between doing business in Europe or doing business in the US?
Yeah, well, another important issue is related to investors.
Okay.
And the third one can be related to regulation. So coming to the investment side, also here I think that we can have much more access to experienced investors that can give us not only money, but mainly the experience to transform our company into a successful story. And the third difference is regulation, as I said before.
Yeah.
Because, for example, next year we will have our first product in the market, which is this colorectal cancer test, and we are going to launch it in Europe and the rest of the world, but in the US. Because we want to follow the FDA regulations.
Right.
And in order to do it here, we need much more time and much more samples and much more evidence in order to launch the product in the US.
As a startup, how do you manage that process of, so you're going to launch your product elsewhere, which is a huge deal and requires a lot of human capital and a lot of capital and a lot of effort. And then to do that while at the same time trying to gain FDA approval in the US, how are you managing that right now?
Yeah, well, up to now we were in Spain, in Europe. We are a team of 20 people now. We are growing very quickly. Maybe in 1 year we will be 40 people. And I, as CEO, I came here to live. I moved to the US, to the Bay Area 1 month ago with my family in order to develop the US market. As I said, the main market for the company is the US. So I need to be here to understand how the FDA works, the regulations, the reimbursement, the investors. So I need to be here. And at the same time, my team needs to be in Spain developing the technology because the R&D is based there. So I have to maintain these two locations. I have to be traveling from Europe to the US once a month at least, and to have an open communications all the time with my team. It's not easy. No. We have two markets, two regulations, two investment landscapes. Right. So it's a very challenging situation for us.
So that said, what would be, if somebody else were in your situation, back home in Spain or elsewhere in Europe, or even in China or India, and they wanted to take their company and they wanted to be, worldwide truly and come into the US, what would be the best piece of advice that you could give them?
Well, first, I would say it's having the company located in Spain for us is very good. Okay. We have a huge talent pool to get people to work with us. Young people are really thrilled about the possibility of working with us, an international and global company. So having the company based, the R&D there is wonderful. But at the same time, you need to be in the US. It's the biggest market in the world, and any company from any part of the world needs to be located here and to make business here. So this would be my advice. You need to be here.
You need to be here. Yeah. And what do you wish you knew before, if you could go back in time and tell yourself?
I don't know. I'm making my mistakes now, and maybe I will tell you in 1 year.
Okay, great.
Because the mistakes I'm doing it right now.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know yet which ones are they. But since day one, we knew our company needed to be international and needed to be here, and we did it from day one. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, Juan, so much for being so candid. And we're going to, I don't know how to say this, but watch your mistakes happen in real time. And then we can hopefully learn from you. We can maybe check back in with you in the future and see how you're doing.
Okay,
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.